Hello, I'm Marnie Brooks. It is a massive undertaking, farming the force of nature to power our homes and businesses. When Horizon Wind Energy and PPM Energy decided to plant nearly 200 towers on remote terrain, they called on the IBEW to make it happen. It's a $400 million venture where the very weather they want to capture is making for some unusual challenges. Expectations on this project are high, and the brothers and sisters of the IBEW are truly put to the test.
Hang on, a little more. Good.
Providing power. It's what linemen like Lynn Curtis do best. But this isn't a typical job site for Local 1249.
Usually we work on substations or distribution or high line, sometimes underground, but the windmills are brand new to me.
Wind turbines 30 stories tall tower over this remote farmland in upstate New York.
It's not in manholes or anything like that. It's direct buried right to these farmers' fields and under roads and over mountains and whatever.
Cattle still graze the land, farmers continue to grow their crops here, but now these gentle giants are harvesting one of nature's most abundant resources.
It's windy up here.
We're able to use clean, free wind up here.
The Maple Ridge Wind Farm is one of the largest projects of its kind east of the Mississippi. 195 turbines will turn in the breeze here by the time work wraps up.
These can turn all we want, if the power doesn't go anywhere, we're not doing any good with this project.
We need to do something different. The state of New York is actively involved in, by 2013, having 25% of their electrical energy being supplied by renewable green power. I think it's a great thing, not only for the environment, but for the economy.
The same elements that make this site prime for harnessing the power of the wind also make it one of extreme challenges for the crew.
This is not a contractor-friendly environment. The weather, the conditions, rock.
You climb out on top and you feel like you're the king of the world. This is like, oh yeah, I can do it.
Work on the wind farm puts even the most well-trained journeyman to the test because it is so hard on the body.
It's very physically demanding. The pace of the work has been feverish. The schedule was tight, and the guys were forced to really physically have to perform.
Well, you better be in good shape.
Climbing the massive turbines can be especially tough and tricky. It's a tall order with a tight deadline, and as always, safety is a top priority. PPM Energy Project Construction Manager John Houston says the IBEW delivers with an unmatched skill set and a great safety record.
They're also required to have special training to be able to climb the towers, to provide self-rescue in case of an emergency in the top of the tower. And obviously there are people who have to have a presence of mind.
But you can see the grounding and stuff that they've done.
Okay.
The Maple Ridge Wind Farm also demonstrates the partnership between the IBEW's electricians and the linemen that are working together on the same project. Local 1249's linemen handle much of the outside job, transformers, underground wiring, and overhead back to the substation. They work on the labyrinth of cables across miles of land that connect the wind turbines. Inside wiremen, primarily from the local 910, handle the work on the turbines themselves.
For me, it's working with all the different guys that have come in here. I mean, that's great. That's what it's all about.
We'd like to give you a little idea today how the power is transmitted out of the turbines. As you can see, the underground collector wire comes up through the conduits, at which point gets terminated into the transformer that's obviously not here. And at that point, after the inside does what they have to do, This underground collector system carries out for 5 or 6 miles, at which point it's transmitted overhead at 230,000 volts and goes out onto the grid.
And then once the transformer is set, they hand it over to us, and we take care of the low side of the transformer, which is everything that is fed into it from the tower itself. So the turbine is going to be generating 1 3/4 megawatts, which is sent down to the transformer at about 575 volts. And then we will do all the terminations through the raceway system from the low side. And then we have the fiber optic system here, which is used to communicate with the tower throughout the whole network. All of the towers, there'll be 195 total when this project is finished, can all be computer controlled, and they're able to be talked to so that they all are pitched the right direction, they're facing into the wind the right direction, they can pitch the blades a certain way, and they have a global positioning system tied into all of these as well, so if there's an emergency or if there's someone hurt even during the time while the construction is going on, all they have to have is the tower number, and they can have an emergency response team here very quickly. We have a ground grid system, as you can see down here, that ties in. The very first thing we do when we have a tower base set is we're going to tie a ground grid system into the tower itself, so we have lightning strike protection on the tower, so that when the workmen are in here and they're trying to assemble the tower, they're able to have as much safety as they can, because this is a part of the planet that gets a lot of lightning and a lot of rain.
We are a brotherhood, and it's important in order to get this job completed and on time and to give the best product we can for the customer, that we all work together.
A lot of underground buried cable, a lot of overhead that had to be installed for this project.
Teamwork is essential.
The electricians of IBEW Local 910 take care of the wiring inside the towers. Teamwork is often a concept that's easy to say and much harder to prove. But with a job as large as this, with technology as new as this, the craftsman's display of teamwork is proving invaluable to the project.
They integrate so well because they know that they're where each one of their scopes of work starts and the other ends, and it requires them to have a cooperative nature in being able to transition from one phase of the project to the other.
At the end of the first phase, we received several correspondence from both Michaels Power and Christensen stating that they were very happy with the labor force and that our guys produced well. They very professional on the job, their expertise shined through, and we're pretty proud of what we're putting out as a product.
Project managers say the IBEW is playing a critical role at the Maple Ridge Wind Farm and rising to every challenge.
We have certain deadlines that we have to meet, we have certain obligations that we have to meet, and every time that we've gone to these people and asked them to step up their production or to change what they're doing, is they've met that and exceeded that.
I have seen no reason why we will not continue that relationship with the IBEW in the future. As a matter of fact, we depend on it to add a stability to our workforce as we develop these wind projects and go in to build them, because of the trained, ready-to-go resources they have.
For those working in the shadows of these turbines, the sweat, sore backs, and long shifts are worth it. Each blade rotating in the breeze delivers satisfaction.
I think that they're beautiful.
They know they're part of a blueprint for future renewable energy projects across North America.
When all of this is done and it's all put together, all it really means in English is that when you turn on the TV and you're part of the planet, it's going to work. You're going to get to see American Idol or whatever it is you want to see, and it's going to be there.
The Maple Ridge Wind Farm is also cultivating confidence and pride in knowing this project reflects the best of the IBEW.
Given the chance to do it all over again, I'd do it in a heartbeat. It's just, there's nothing like going out there and saying, I built that tower, or I ran that line, or you've got power because I was here and put it back up. It's really a gratifying job.
The Maple Ridge Wind Farm produces clean electricity that cuts down on carbon dioxide and smog. PPM Energy says it's like taking about 105,000 cars off the road. The wind farm will ultimately power 1 out of every 150 homes in New York. I'm Marnie Brooks. See you next time.